right, time for your Friday Fail Story. Yeah, so all these people thought they had the perfect plan, but somewhere along the line, man, that plan went completely sideways. And it became an Uber. An Ultra. Oh, I'm going to say it.
Don't you dare.
I'm going to say it. Mega. Here we go.
Failed.
All right.
Man, you sounded great, boss.
Hey,
beautiful.
Friday Fail Story sponsored by
Moritz Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
Scott,
look out. Yes, sir.
Just real quick. What was the tiebreaker question in that last round?
It was, what year was
The Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book released?
Okay.
And
and what was it? What was the answer?
the movie is what we were talking about. 19.
Did you say the movie?
I didn't hear
His
the movie.
face went.
Well, we talked about
I
it
know you're looking
earlier.
at me for help.
Did you say the movie?
You just made an
I just
emoji
think
face.
Jungle Book. So maybe we just we assume.
No, I assumed the book,
I was thinking the.
And
which
guessed
came out in
the 50s.
1894.
Well, and how far?
that was a good year.
I mean,
It's closest.
Hey, we're even,
yes.
bruh.
You said 1952.
Well, there was two
Okay, but-
winners.
You were thinking the movie as well.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't. Why didn't you say like the 19 like
Yeah, you should have said
1901?
1890 something. If you
Because if
thought
somebody means movie, they would say the movie.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
You stay out of this.
Hang on. Hang on.
You've already said enough.
Hang on. You were saying the book. There weren't movies
Oh, it all evens out,
way back
brother.
in the day.
I know. I thought he was saying the book,
Yeah, and the book
which
is,
came
like,
out in
way old.
1894.
Right.
Which you
Okay.
guessed in the 50s.
It doesn't
You guessed
matter.
in the 50s.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Anyway, it's fine.
Oh, look who's
Get it
crying.
together.
Look who's crying.
Yeah, just don't
now.
replay it. But I said movie. I totally did. Don't replay any of that, guys.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You know, they say there's no such thing as bad students, only bad teachers. Here's one.
Okay.
A 22-year-old in Japan wanted to get his truck driver's license and signed up for driving classes, but he's so bad at driving, he still didn't pass his test. Instead of just sticking with it, he blamed his driving instructors and decided to threaten them by sending them a box filled with 1,500 origami cranes.
Oh,
That's right.
Man.
That'll show him.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
A flock of cranes.
Now, paper cranes are normally a sign of peace in Japan, so it was an odd choice. But they knew it was a threat because he also sent 15 letters over 6 months that said, like, quit your job and die. When cops arrested him last week, he said he was angry about the school's poor teaching style. And when they asked about the paper cranes, he said he folded them because it helps calm him down.
I understand.
That was nice.
Okay.
Wow.
I make origami frogs when I'm just needing to.
So,
I'll make you one right
They
now. while we're
said-
doing
so
this.
basically, he sent a box of like, this is how many times I had to calm myself down thinking of killing you.
They said this is the first time origami has ever been used with pure malicious intent
Wow,
in the history of
that's
origami.
hilarious.
Well, here comes the second time because
Yeah.
I'm making you. A
I like
frog.
making snowballs in origami.
Wait,
There. There's a snowball.
your paper frog is going to be a
It's an origami frog. I'm gonna make one for
But it's
Riz.
going to be
Out
a
of
And I'm making it out of
malicious
fr-
intent.
I'm making it out of frustration with how you treated Scott just now. But
What do you mean how I
yeah,
treated
that's,
Scott?
That's pretty
I know.
low, bro. You lost and you got
We
to
didn't
blame it on the
Okay.
umpire.
You know, sometimes when you're feeling stressed, you need a little goodwill, right?
Yes.
But not like this. A man in India broke into a Goodwill store last Saturday evening and started grabbing stuff. Someone saw him hopping a fence around the property, called the cops, tried to run, but cops caught him. The man admitted that he put a towel over the barbed wire fence around the Goodwill and climbed over it. But does barbed wire seem a little excessive to protect dirty clothes?
It must be a really good area where they
And
can get
mugged with
stuff.
sassy messages about being over the hill. Anyway, the guy told the cops that he robbed the Goodwill because he was, quote, feeling stressed. He needs to get together with the first guy and
Yep.
make some cranes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Charge of burglary, trespassing, and resisting arrest. No word on what he took.
Failed.
When two criminals need to get their story straight, that could also include a pregnancy due date. So a man and a woman in South Carolina were recently pulled over. They were acting, oh, thank you for the frog. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lauren, for
Why
having
does
my back.
Oh, hashtag pissed.
Wow, that was impressively fast.
Yeah, okay, I'm going
you.
to keep that here.
You're good.
Thank you.
Well, you can't.
It's
you
on
don't
its
leave a
back.
frog
No.
on its back.
I
And
know.
it really does
Oh,
hop
that's
too.
rude.
So
Thank you.
That is good.
So, Man and woman in South Carolina pulled over. They were acting quite nervous and told the cops the woman here is pregnant. Deputies asked about the due date, and apparently the couple kept giving conflicting responses.
October, May.
Yeah, I know, it's May. It's May.
Girl.
We conceived in October, but as it turns out, the woman was not pregnant, was just wearing a fake rubber belly. And the woman thought the cops were suspicious, so she made a run for it. But in the process, a bunch of drugs fell from the fake belly.
Oh, man.
So in a way, she gave birth to over 1,500 grams of cocaine. So that's a bit over 3 pounds. Both arrested, charged with drug trafficking.
Wow. An ADHD baby.
Yeah.
Right there.
So, I don't know how many people sent us this story this week. Around 11:30 on Saturday night, police in Colorado clocked a guy doing 52 and a 30, pulled him over. When police approached the car, the officer watched the driver try to switch places with his passenger.
I forgot about this one. I did read this too.
And that's not going to work, especially since the passenger was a dog.
Oh, no. Bosco was driving.
So the guy got into the passenger side of the car and claimed he wasn't driving. Was he drunk? Sure looked it. When cops asked how much he'd had to drink that night, just took off running. He was caught less than 20 yards away. Police learned that the guy had 2 active warrants and was taken to jail. Charged with DUI, driving with impaired ability, driving under suspicion, speeding, and resisting arrest.
Failed.
You see, Fido here was driving. It's not me. Man and a woman in San Antonio involved in a car crash last Thursday morning. The SUV they were driving ran a red light and T-boned another car. And the couple wound up taking off and running into a nearby restaurant. So they left the car, and they ran into a nearby restaurant and casually sat down and ordered tacos. While they were waiting for their food, the restaurant got a call from cops with a description of the couple. Like, hey, maybe the couple just looking like this running here. And
Right.
they told officers, the restaurant, they're right here. They just ordered tacos. So as police walked towards the restaurant, the couple tried to run and hide. The man went into a utility closet, climbed up into the attic space. He was crawling through when a support gave way, and he came crashing through the ceiling of the bathroom.
We're looking for that guy.
Him.
Yep, that's him. Thank you.
Both he and the woman arrested.
Failed.
Oh, man.
So if you're going to rob a place, a Subway restaurant is not the best choice. Not just because, they're run by starving sandwich artists. How much money are you going to really get from a Subway? Like, who pays?
Can't be much, especially
Can't be much.
these days, paying in cash.
So a 20-year-old in Chicago robbed 2 Subway restaurants last Wednesday. See, you didn't get enough just robbing one. So the first one apparently went smoothly, but the second one, he almost botched it. He demanded, quote, all the bread.
Oh.
And the cashier
give me your
asked him to
dough.
clarify what kind of, so whole wheat?
Right.
You have the Italian,
take all the bread.
whatever cheese
Asiago.
bread, Asiago. The thief then made a gesture like he had a gun, and the cashier gave him the cash from the register. The police caught him and arrested him about 35 minutes later. Turns out the guy was out on bail for allegedly robbing a wireless store 2 weeks earlier. His public defender said he had 3 job interviews lined up for various fast food restaurants, so he's not going to make those.
Failed.
All the bread.
Give me all the dough,
Give me
all
all
the
of
bread. Come on.
Unbelievable.
All right, 2 more. A guy from Michigan was pulled over last Saturday for speeding and having an expired registration. Officers then suspected he was hammered. So, dude already in hot water, let's kick it up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
He refused all these standard sobriety tests and was arrested for operating while intoxicated. While handcuffed, the guy managed to get his hog out
What?
and pee on the patrol
sorry.
car.
Wow. Now patrol cars in hot water.
Police say it was somewhat of a struggle to get him into the car. A search warrant was obtained for blood draw at an area hospital. He was held at the hospital because he was so drunk. Charges are pending.
Failed.
And finally, here we go. An Australian man had to be hospitalized after passing out with 9 metal bands constricting his scrotum.
I was watching a 9 Inch Nails music video yesterday that this reminds me of. Back to you.
Yeah. I made Learn watch like an old 9 Inch Nails video, and it was quite graphic.
Which one?
Unedited.
What is that?
Watch Happiness and Slavery.
Never seen it.
Okay.
And now
Can't unsee it.
can't unsee it. Got it in my brain.
So this was all a sex enhancement thing. So a 44-year-old guy rushed to an emergency room with, quote, 9 heavy-duty industrial stainless steel rings stuck around the base of his penis and scrotum. He'd had them on there for 12 hours. The guy, who was hammered at the time, had used the metal rings in an attempt to maintain a... Yeah. So he reportedly passed out after sex, after which he woke 3 hours later in significant pain. His groin was swollen, it was tender, it was bruised. Surgeons then attempted to remove the rings using bolt cutters. No dice.
Oh.
Left with no other option, they called the local fire department, who cut the rings off with an industrial-grade circular saw while they had to put the guy under anesthesia. Due to the inherent risk of performing such a delicate surgery with power tools designed to, I don't know, cut somebody out of a car,
Oh, my.
surgeons placed a tongue depressor between the penis and the saw to prevent any mishaps.
That's pretty clever.
Meanwhile, sterilizing the penis with saline solution helped mitigate the risk of saw-induced thermal injury, meaning
Yeah,
the
the heat.
sparks
The
and the
heat.
heat.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
The surgery was a success. The patient didn't entirely emerge from the ordeal unscathed. A cystoscopy, a procedure to look inside the bladder using a thin camera, which Moon is very familiar with,
Yep.
found that the patient's urethra was irritated and swollen, which required doctors to fit it with a catheter for 1 week.
Been there. I tell you what, man.
Failed.
Is it worth it?
There is nothing like. So I've told the story before. I was a young man, and
You
I
had
think I was
some rings.
no, I think I was on a camp out or something like that, and I came back, and I was checking myself right before going to sleep for ticks, and there was a tick on the boys, and he had dug himself in pretty damn well. It's one of those times where I was still young enough to do where I was like, I needed help, 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 Dad, help! There is a tick on the boys.
On the rhyme.
Please help me. What do I do? He's in there. I can't pull him out. I don't want to, you're afraid to pull him out and the head gets.
Right, the head's in
and it's
there.
infected. And he said,
One
well,
of those down there.
we're going to have to burn him out.
I'm sorry. What?
He said, we're going to have to burn him out. We're going to have to get a hot piece of metal or something and put him on the back. So he lets go of you. Now, I'm sure there's probably 7 or other ways.
Yeah, you get a
we
frying
can-
pan,
we
you
can
heat
do
the
this.
frying pan up, you slowly...
I'm sure there's
Put
some
nail polish on it.
acetone or something you're supposed to put on it and make it back out. No. This man went over to the stove, turned on a flame, heated up a blade,
Yeah.
a knife, like a steak knife or
Hot
something,
poker.
and got the thing red hot, and then slowly approached it. I was just like, no.
It's supposed to jump out, right? It's supposed, since they, like, you're not supposed to touch it with it.
Oh, really? I don't remember how
I think
close
it's
he
supposed
got.
to, you get close enough where the heat has
Yeah,
the thing back out.
It made it. It's either way. There was a red hot blade.
Oh, too close.
Too close.
Too close.
Too close. And I, like young boy, I was just like, he was just
Too
like,
close.
don't move.
Too close.
Don't
Too
make any
close.
sudden movements. And that's all I think about is this guy's got now a circular saw or whatever the heck.
They put him out. They
Was
put him
this-
under.
Was this before you broke your dad's ribs and everything?
This was before.
Oh, that's a good thing. That could have been
Those
bad.
are your Friday fail stories.